Hello, boys and girls. It's your old friend RJ City, and today we will be unboxing Welcome Back. Sorry, you can't. There's too much glare. Let me take off the pre-packaging, and we will start that again. Today we'll be unboxing Welcome Back Kotter trading cards. Look at that, action-packed Gabe Kaplan with one stick of bubblegum. They are Topps. Topps was in the business of if you had a show, you would get a card, and that's the business I want to be in. 465, what? You get a golden fruit pin. Your strawberry, apple, or pear in gold tone enamel with a safety latch. Send $1.25 and 15 Bazooka comics. So what was the Bazooka Ponzi scheme going on here? Topps chewing gum, what's the year? What's the year? We don't have a year. It's got to be 70-something. This, is it 1976? And this has one stick of bubblegum, so I am excited. Again, here's Gabe, who played Mr. Kotter, a man who went to school and then left school and then came back and taught at the same school. And that's pretty much the premise. Hey, I used to go here. That was really, really the premise of the entire show. But also, oh God, this is a bad sign. The gum is stuck to the full stick into oh, there we go. I've now peeled it off. Okay, let's because all I remember is like him, Epstein, John Travolta, Barbarino, and Horshack. The rest I don't. I would just watch it as a child. It would come on like a TV Land, and I would just see him telling jokes. And one of the jokes was, there was a guy on a bike, and he was learning how to give signals, turning signals, and he went, and then it was like, what's that? He's like, well, I wanted to stop, then I wanted to turn left, then I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I erased the whole thing and started over again. And that was like the end of the show, and there was like 8 minutes of laughter, and I went, this is a talented man. Here we go. This gives us a lot of context. Hi there. There's a character. He's maybe a sweat hog. And there's school. And there's America, the American flag, and a map. And not too many books. Enough that they all slide over. The sweat hogs speak. Mr. Kotter says, these are just real bazooka joke quality. Mr. Kotter says, I'd better keep the sweat hogs out of the metal shop. And Julie, who I believe is his wife, says, why? And then Mr. Kotter says, they're liable to build a tank. They were just the most unruly bunch of kids you could ever imagine. They were really, the definition of menace. Our report, here we go. There's John and Epstein. Let me see if I can get this into focus. Oh, there we go. Our report card sunk. They're below sea level. You see, there's a Horshack because they're you know what? They're not idiots. They don't care about putting in the work. And that's what Mr. Kotter tries to instill in them, is to care, is to focus a little effort. And they go, what's out there for us? Just the streets? There's no good opportunities. There's no way to build a life in this country, in this city. And Mr. Kotter would say, well, that's where you're wrong. Sweathawk speak. Another jibe here. Mr. Kotter said, where were you this morning? And Epstein said, I went to see my dentist. Mr. Kotter said, do you feel better after you left him? Epstein said, I sure did. He wasn't in. We went to see nobody. So the best dentist visit is no dentist visit at all, is what the joke is there. Is that Epstein and Barbarino here? Said, you're in a class by yourself. And I wish you'd stay that way. See, it was a compliment, but it turned out to be quite a dig. Nice wicker table, though, I must say. It's a beautiful, it's a well-designed classroom. Looks like a hip coffee shop nowadays. Here's another Sweat Hugs exchange. You guys are going to love this. Mr. Kotter said, why are hurricanes named after girls? Washington said, ever hear of a hurricane? Because hurricane is not, you can't, it loses, when you read it and you see it's H-U-R instead of H-E-R, you lose it. But you guys found it funnier than I did because you heard it and you went, aha. It does say her a cane. Him a cane. Here's more. Well, they knew where their bread was buttered here. And it's more Travolta's. It was almost on every card. Little light on Gabe so far. But how can anybody fail lunch? What are you going to do? You can't eat a sandwich? You can't make a sandwich? You can't put it in your mouth that falls in the garbage can? That was the kind of resonant material that made the show successful. Sweathawk Speak. Here we go. Mr. Kotter says, Woodman, I never miss one of your lectures. And Mr. Woodman says, oh, really? And then Mr. Kotter says, sure. I never hear him, and I never miss him. A lot of wordplay, a lot of witty, intellectual wordplay on the show. Makes you go laugh, but then also makes you think about words. Oh, geez. Is this... I don't know who this character... Maybe this is the principal? Can we get this into focus? I really want everyone to see this in the full clarity. He said, who said I'm all wet? Can we get it? Why won't it focus? I've held it for long enough. Anyway, he's in front of the class, and he's in a slicker, shall I say, and I guess it's wet out. And that's pretty much it. Sweathawk Speak, Mr. Kotter said, how many eyes in Barbarino? And Washington said 2, and they're both bloodshot. And between you and me, I think that's an allusion to a marijuana cigarette. So that's how cutting edge this show was. I bet the censors had a field day with that one. You can't say that. You can print it on a Topps card, but you can't say that. Oh my God. What? Who knows what happened in this plot? He's talking to the principal maybe, and he says, schools have changed since your day. We don't kill students. We fail them. See, things have gotten a lot. Maybe this guy wanted to kill one of the students? And honestly, I don't... Kotter looks frightened of this man, to be honest with you. It's like, please don't hurt me. So I'm leaning in with you. But please don't hurt me. Well, or kill me. I guess if he threatened to kill one of the students, Mr. Kotter would be afraid. But he's doing his best to save the lives of the students. Because previously, apparently, this school used to kill people. If you failed, they would kill you. Was my understanding. Mr. Kotter said, what did you learn in your previous class? Epstein said, how to whisper without moving my lips. See, they would learn lessons of life as opposed to book smarts. And Mr. Kotter was there to teach them both. When I want advice, Kotter, I'll rattle your cage. I guess he's calling him an animal. Or a zoo. He's a zoo kid. Look at the height difference. Gabe is 6'3" at least, fro or not. And this guy here is a shorter, unless they did the Andre the Giant thing and Gabe Kaplan's on a box. I don't know about that, but there's a lot. I love how this card is also off-center. You'll see this red line here is a lot thicker than this one. Real good quality 70s job. But yeah, obviously, a little bit of School of Rock tension there with the principal and the heads of the whatever. Okay, last one. Mr. Kotter said, name 2 pronouns. And Washington said, who? Me? And Mr. Kotter said, correct. So you see what you're learning? Because I know you forgot what pronouns were until the punchline. You went, yes. That makes sense. And I'm back on track. And that is the quality. That is the middle of the Venn diagram between learning and fun. Welcome back, Kotter. All right, now in honor of Gabe Kaplan, we'll eat a piece of bubblegum from 1976. It was like a Eucharist. I should put my hand out and... This is unbelievable. Out of all the bubblegums I've had, this is by far the best tasting one. And I think it's the oldest. That says something about the 70s. That says something about Welcome Back, Kotter. And that says something about Gabe Kaplan. Not great, but perfectly digestible.